to you, Fee. Just wanted to introduce Fee tonight, guys. She's the owner here, and she owns another property in Carson.
You got it, bitch.
So introducing the lady of the hour, Black Girl Magic.
Period. I wanted to give you a little twirl. Y'all bitches better tell me when my titties come out, okay? I ain't got no double-sided tape. So for real, be like, I mean my titties coming out. Okay, I ain't playing with y'all. I'm dead ass serious. Oh shit, I missed that. I missed y'all. So, wait, we're ready. Yeah, I'm just here. This is the easy part, okay? But no, we do appreciate you getting all these women together to form an empowerment. And she also said she is going to do this at least, twice a month, right? So y'all just better watch out because y'all, look, this right here, y'all can get y'all tickets, but in about 2 weeks, y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna be able to get tickets. Okay? But we're gonna be sold out. Okay? You got all the different vendor booths and everything, but I just wanted to thank you as well.
Thank you, Fee. You inspired me. You inspired me to. I had this in the books for 5 years.
5 years.
5 years. 5 years, because sometimes our fear and then our contemplating. We need all these things, right? But just get started with what you got.
Yes.
Take the tools of what you have,
yes.
And God will provide the rest.
Period.
And then just seeing this lady just inspire and just making things and making her own. You know, she make it who she is and her personality. You inspired me. Aww. And then the fact that see all you guys out here and just see that my dreams and my manifestations has materialized. I'm about to cry.
No, because I ain't gonna be up here, bitch. I need my lashes. I need my lashes.
I am so happy. I'm so appreciative of everybody. You know, everybody who came out here to support me. And you know what? Sometimes we think of our biggest supporters to be our family or our close friends, and sometimes it's not that. It's the stranger on the street. You know, and then just to see this woman, to see her dream, just to see her dream and just her personality and just everything. It's a Fee thing, you know? But because she has her Fee thing, it made me become my Britney thing, you know?
Yes.
And it made me become the woman I am. I appreciate every woman that's in here.
Yes.
And everybody who's inspired me. I've had help. I haven't did this by myself. Everything you have to have a team.
That's right.
And I thank my team. I thank everyone who's striving to do something. And sometimes you just gotta take what you have and work with what you have.
There you go.
And just make it a business, you know? And I love what I do. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love inspiring you guys. I love pushing you to the next limit. I love connecting. I love networking. And this is not the first. This is my first event.
And look how good it turned out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look. It's really, y'all, for real. To be your first event, this is stupid.
Yes.
This is stupid because it's really full in here. And to be your first event, this is wonderful. You got literally about 10 different vendor booths in here. Like you brought everybody together. Everybody together. So I just wanted to basically give you your praise because you did that.
You did that. But you And I was like so nervous. I haven't slept in 6 days.
We sleeping tonight, baby. Don't cry, shake it. We sleeping tonight.
I am a testimony of if you believe it and you believe in God and you know He got you by your side,
right.
He will supply you with whatever you need. And
That's
He will
right.
put the right people, the right situation, the right place in your path. So don't be scared to step out into your dream. Don't be scared to step out into something you're inspired to do. If you're tired of the 9 to 5 and you want to step in, get what you're good at and make a business out of it. You know? And I have a team that backs me up. I love my Sophia. I love my Storm. I have a team behind me. You know? And you are just as good as your team. And if you are loyal to them, they'll be loyal to you. And like I said, if she can do it, I can do it too. You know? So just stay inspired, stay encouraged, and stay doing what you gotta do. And it may not be in the beginning, you may not get the results that you think that you're gonna get.
Yes.
But He's gonna give you the results that you need.
That's right. That's right.
So He'll supply you with your needs. God will supply you with your needs, but He won't supply you with your wants.
Period.
You know, and just you gotta start with baby steps, and you gotta build upon that. You know, people think that, oh, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have all this money. No, you start with what you're at, and don't be scared if you don't have all the necessary resources. But just because you have a belief system behind you,
Yep.
He can build it for you. Look at this. I like you guys materialize something I had in a book. For 5 years.
5 years.
5 years. I thank you guys. I appreciate you. And you know, I feel you inspired me. And I love what I do.
Yes, you do.
And I love what
Faithfully, she comes on the regular.
Yes.
On the regular. And anybody.
I live all the way in Arizona, but I'm like, I know she over there.
You here now?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's what she's talking about, and the whole event was to inspire women on basically getting what you want. That people used to be like, hey, if you do what you love, it won't be work. I'm like, whatever the fuck, that don't even that's stupid. Like duh. You know what I'm saying? But when you really do what you love, you understand that statement. Okay? 14 years ago, we basically I had a bachelorette party. My homegirl was getting married. Y'all, I'm not playing. Tell me when my boobs out, okay? I got you. And if my titties come out, I'm fucking up everybody. And I record everybody's goddamn pictures. Okay? But 14 years ago, I was in charge of my homegirl's bachelorette party. So she was like, B, I just want to have a bomb-ass bachelorette party. I'm like, shit, if I can't do shit, I can throw a motherfucking party. Okay? I can throw a party, period. So we go to Vegas, and I rented a pole, because, you know, the maid of honor got to do everything, you know. So I rented the pole. With me and my sister, all the girls was on it all night, okay? So I called my husband the next morning. Everything was fucking hurting on my body. When I blinked, it hurt, okay? And y'all know, everybody that took that first pole class, know your whole body hurts, okay? Yes, everybody know that feeling. So I called my husband, I was like, babe. He was like, bitch, I with these 3 kids. You don't want to be no stripper. So we was in Vegas. By the time I came to Vegas, came back home, he put a pool in my room, right?
Oh, that's it.
That's it. Right there. Yes. So we get on the pole. We would Google. Now, 14 years ago, pole dancing wasn't the norm, okay? It wasn't, like, for real, I was literally one of the first pole dancers students, okay? Damn near. So we would Google how to be a stripper. And all my girls would come over, you know, okay, but women, y'all know Friday, you know, really Saturday and Sunday is really cleanup day, right?
Yes.
Girl, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all my homegirls would come over and we really would pole dance. Like, we would just try to do different pole tricks, how to be a stripper. That's what we would Google and YouTube. I would do something, my sister would do something, and I'd be like, that look like that? She'd be like, no, bitch, it don't. It look cool, but it don't look like this video. So, we basically, we would do different tricks. Just keep on doing it. And we was noticing that our figure was becoming a Coke bottle figure. We wasn't changing no eating habits. eating like a motherfucker. But all we would do was pole dance every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My husband would get mad because, you know, my kids were young. So 14 years ago, my kids was really like 5, 7, and 9. So my husband was like, all these bitches coming in here eating the Capri Suns, eating all these goddamn This is stupid. So he started selling snacks in the room, okay? So, you know, just like you said, God closed one door, opened up another. Bo got laid off. I was working for the gas company. Bo got laid off. And he came home and he was like, you know, I got laid off. But he made more than me. He was like, I got laid off. And I was like, I wasn't even tripping. I was like, okay, God closed one door, opened up another. He was like, but everybody like this pole dancing shit. Why don't we turn our garage into a studio? I'm like, okay. Okay. Now, my husband, he know how to build a house from the damn ground all the way up. Okay? So, I thought I was a shit. I had doggone velvet. It was red and black velvet all around the goddamn garage, right? It really looked like shit as I look back on pictures. You know how your garage be cold as shit?
Hey, that was popping back.
No, for real.
You gotta stay with
No,
us,
serious. You can't forget. Never forget where you came from, okay? We really would have to warm up the goddamn, turn on the dryer in order to heat up the whole garage. Because it was cold as shit. Y'all know it be cold in the garage. So, he was all like, it was going so bomb, we wasn't advertising it at all. Everybody would be like, go over Fee House, she'll make you lose weight. That's all they would say. Go over Fee House, she'll make you lose weight. So then it just started, I was getting off at work at 5 o'clock, literally coming downstairs at 6 o'clock, wasn't going to bed till midnight, okay? And then waking back up at like 5 in the morning the next day. So he was like, everybody like this, why don't we start a studio? And I'm like, fool, it ain't making that much goddamn money. I said, Bo, it's really not making that much money. So the first original pole dancing studio was supposed to be in Lakewood. They told me, they said, look, Lakewood, and I had my damn, I already got the spot. I knew which spot I was getting. I was ready to do a down payment on the spot. I was like, okay, look, but I had to go to the city. In the city, now 14 years ago, y'all, everybody thought I was opening up a strip club. It wasn't a strip club, it was a pole dancing studio. Right. But it wasn't normal, okay? So I go to Lakewood and I'm like, you know, I'm going to open a pole studio, He's like, okay, cool. Put up $5,000. If we like your idea, cool, you get your $5,000 back. If we don't, you lose your $5,000 back. I'm like, what kind of drug dealing game is this shit? Like, what the fuck? So I was like, no. I called my husband crying and shit. He was like, Fee, if it's in God's will, it'll work. As soon as I hang up the phone with him, my homegirl Kim called me and was like, bitch, they got a doggone spot right next door to my hair salon. Call on me. And I'm like, if Lakewood ain't fooling with me, you know goddamn well Carson ain't fooling with me. So I called the lady, and it was an older lady, and she was all like, you want to open up a strip club? I'm like, no, it's not a strip club. So she was all like, well, I got to think about it. I got to talk to my daughter, right? So I'm like, fuck, there that go, right? So she literally called me in 10 minutes and was all like, okay, let's go with it. I was like, go with what? She was like, let's roll with it. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, cool, right? So that was 14 years ago. I got Rancho 10 years ago, and now I'm here. Real dreams come true. Yes.
We sisters making a difference. First, I want to say thank my girl Britney and Star for inviting us here. We truly appreciate the honor to be amongst a lot of people we know and those that may not know us. We the sisters assist us making a difference. We are making a difference in our community. We have a youth outreach program in the city of San Bernardino. We serve young women, well, young ladies, I want to say, ages I'll say 5 to 17 at the current moment. We have a dance studio, and we actually teach stepping and dance at our dance studio on Beach Street in San Bernardino. We empower the community, we inspire, empower, and educate. We believe that it's important to work together and network and collaborate, just as my girl Britney have done here today with this networking event. It's an honor, and it's easier as a person in there, if you know in business, it's very easy to collaborate when it comes to making things happen. If you want large numbers, collaboration is going to be your biggest thing. We actually host events to help our community as far as events that is, I want to say, useful to families. As far as Christmas events, Easter events, you name it, we have probably done it. We serve a large population of the homeless community in IE. This last Christmas, we gave over 2,000 toys at Carter High School for the kids. It was our first drive-through, but we made it happen still. That's our third one. We do service Arizona as well. We have done a lot. We were those kids on the other side, so our testimony is we have a mother that had 8 kids. I'm the oldest girl. We have an older brother, but it's 8 of us. And the community was the resources we needed to get by in our house. So my mama needed those resources, even though she had 2 jobs. It just wasn't cutting it.
Right.
So everybody know when it was time to go to school, like it was like either what shoes you want or do you want these clothes. We had to like literally pick and choose what was, you know, what we wanted at that time, and then have to wait for it the next check around or something like that. Or me being all the sibling, of course my stuff got shared amongst my sisters. So we didn't go to the same school, so it didn't matter. So they didn't see. But we are very humble and blessed to know like there are resources out there in the community. You just have to find them. And being that we are those kids that were on the other side, we didn't have the money, we didn't have the resources, but we knew how to get it. That's one thing you can't say we can't do is get it. Right. Knock on those doors, talk to those business owners, go out there and get it for the people. So we do bring these events in entirety, like our biggest event. It is kind of our Christmas event. We literally have 600 people out there when the world is open. Passing out 2,000-3,000 toys. But it's all about doing it together. I mean, we wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for our sponsors, our donors, people that like us, that's willing to give back to the community. So our biggest thing is giving back. We do have volunteer opportunities as well. If anybody have any girls that would like to dance. Okay, we're more than welcome to talk to you afterwards, but we do practice on Saturdays, 12 to 3 at our studio currently. We do have performances coming up. We just had a Black History event, which was really well. We got to perform live. Other than that, what do you want to say? Nothing. She said it all. She said it all. We pretty much do it all. And if anybody knows us or follow us on our Instagram, we here, there, everywhere. If you call us, if we can do it, we are there. What we do know how to do is put on events. That's something we learned. Doing it ourselves. We do everything ourselves. And it's a bunch of sisters doing it. A family organization, and we just do it because that's something we have learned genuinely, passionately. If it's something that you want to do, this is like I said, if it's something that you want to do, you have to be genuine about it. You have to be passionate about it, because it's technically you could go years with doing something you're not happy about doing, and you're not passionate about it, you're not gonna last doing that. So the things we do, we take it to heart. So if anybody ever worked with us, they know we really hard workers. We take it to heart. They might come out on our homeless ride along. It takes us 3 hours to pass out 200-300 meals. For COVID, we passed out 2 times a week to the homeless individuals out there in the city. Like 3-hour days, like, and passing out water, passing out things that was essential. Things people wake up and take for granted. There's people out there that really could utilize things that we have in our closet. And coming up, we'll have a homeless drive coming up soon. We do a lot, so yeah, anybody can contact us. We'll take it. We know people that need it. Other than that, we love everybody here. Thank you again for being here. Anybody want to stay connected, we are available to give our number and things like that as well. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yes, we are going to introduce the next speaker, Miss Sophia Sledge. We go back like 6 flags on the head of that.
Yes.
Flags on the Cadillac.
That part.
Hey, hi. Thank you, Star. Hi, everyone. I am so blessed and honored to be among such beautiful, inspirational, beautiful women.
Yes.
Everything these women have come up here and testified to today and spoke about is 100% true. You never know. If you have a passion for something, you love to do something, just go out there and do it. You know what I'm saying? Just if you want to do it, you do it. You don't have to have a million resources behind you. If you have a few friends that just want to push you and give you a little push, take it.
That's right.
Get whatever resources you have and take it. I am the first person to walk away from a job. I do not care about a job. I tell my best friend, I tell people this all the time. You die tomorrow, they're going to place you tomorrow. So I don't care about a job. I go through jobs like water. I don't care about a job. But what I'm doing now, when COVID hit, I was working in a temp agency and I stopped working because of COVID. And I stopped and thought to myself, like, well, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity of unemployment again. Taking out of unemployment. Put the money in, I'm taking my money back. So while I was doing it, I have an associate's degree. I have 2 associate's degrees. One in administration of justice, one in liberal arts. Social science. But I was not working in that field. My goal was to be a paralegal. But out here, you need to be bilingual to be a paralegal, apparently. And I'm like, I learned ASL. My son is hard of hearing. That's the language of my choice. So I learned ASL. So I couldn't get in where I wanted to be in. And I was talking to my sister Star. She called me one day. She said, I have an opportunity for you. And I was like, I'm not really into selling insurance. I did that before. She said, but it's more to it. So I spoke with her and her coach. And her coach was like, well, if you don't want to sell insurance, just join our team. She's like, I used to be a paralegal. I can teach you everything I know.
Right. There you go.
I took that opportunity. And she taught me everything. She's still teaching me. I'm still learning. But I took it and I applied it and I opened my own corporation. And I do legal aid on the side. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an attorney. I don't have a law degree. But I have my associates and I know enough to know enough to help people. To give whatever advice that I may have. And that's what I do. That's my passion. And I love doing it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love helping people. So if you have questions, you need help with prepping documents, you need help with forming your LLC, forming a corporation, you have questions about stuff like that, I'm the one, you know what I'm saying? And while I was learning from her, I also went and got my notary. I also went and got my tax license, and I got my insurance license again. So I just got a license across the board. I took advantage of COVID.
There you go.
And so I didn't have like I'm a single mom with 2 kids. I didn't have like a big funding behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was working off the EDD, but I'm making it happen. I ain't gonna say I'm a millionaire, I'm living rich in a big pretty house and nothing, but I'm making it happen. I'm doing what I love, and my company is building. You know what I'm saying? My clientele is building. So, and I love to meet people and help people. That's just me. I'm a natural nurturer.
Hey now. And she know how to pole in. You better let them know they're gonna be invited to your divorce party. Okay. Bring your wallets. Bring your wallets.
Woo! No, it is a blessing to be here. Oh my God, let me give God some honor and some praise right now. Woo! I give him all the honor, the glory, and the praise. Because he just keeps me moving, learning, and growing. To be here amongst all these women is amazing because when I look around and I explore and I look at everybody and just accept everybody for who they are, I feel so much better. I feel I'm where I'm supposed to be. And so, my journey. I don't even think I have enough time. Oh my God. I'm gonna just break it down real quick. I have been very blessed to start a leadership academy at middle schools. And I'm here to just encourage you to use your voice. I would not be in that position had I not spoken up and been an advocate for what is right. And you know in your heart when something is right, and when you know you're supposed to be the one to say something, don't worry about your opposition, because enemies will scatter when it comes to the truth. I mean, I have stood against millions of people like by myself, and I have no fear. So I mean, it took a minute to get there. At one point in my life, I'm a single woman. I have 4 daughters. Okay. I don't know what I did, because I was a really good kid. I'm like, I don't know what I did. 4 daughters. Like, are you? Oh my goodness! You're talking about 4 little know-it-alls, 4 little. So, but oh my God, I'm so blessed because I said, Lord, I want to be loved, and He said, here you go. So, but on that journey of 4 daughters, by 3 fathers, okay, married 1, and that's the one I'm getting divorced with. And now I'm here to tell you that I am waiting, because now I trust something that really is real. And but at one point I lost my job, my place, and my car in a week. And me and my 4 daughters was sitting on the curb. And I'm sitting there trying to figure out, like, what am I going to do? Oh my God, what am I going to do? And they looking at me like, do you know yet? Like, no, I don't. Just go play, right? I got to let the Lord deal with me right now. And oh my goodness, I'm telling you, that journey was just so incredible, because every day, I never wasted a day after that happened, because I will not be defeated. Period. And that is my growth mindset statement. I tell myself, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to be defeated. I'm not going to stop. You know what I mean? And so one day, now me being a single woman with 4 daughters, I need to work anywhere, everywhere. That's what everybody was saying. Don't worry about nothing. Hurry up and get you a job. And when things like that start to happen, when you lose everything, see, when you have everything and you're worried about losing everything, it doesn't make sense. But when you already lost it, then you can see. Like, you know what? I don't think there's no rush really. I'm still alive. So let me sit here and try to figure this out. So I said, no, I'm not going to go work for anybody else, because I know that that's not what I'm supposed to do.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I'm here arguing with bosses and things like that, and managers questioning their operations. Like, why are you doing this to these people? I'm an ethics type of person. So nothing is what's making sense. So I said, I'm going to see what gets me out of bed every single day. I'm going to see what motivates me the most. And it's my freedom. It's to be able to think freely. It's to be able to do freely. And I have to do for myself in order to do that every single day. So I started volunteering and everything, and that's how I met Ronnie, because she was out there working, clocking. You know what I mean? I was taking food from my refrigerator and just passing it out. And here she is driving around passing it out, which was something that I appreciate, because she was actually hands-on with people. And so God just started bringing people in my path, because once I showed that my trust was in Him, it wasn't in a dollar, it wasn't in a promotion, it wasn't in anybody's promise. My faith is in God, and it's going to stay there. You know what I'm saying? So He led me on. And so I never, at that point, I've never felt things like depression. I feel anxiety sometimes. I don't feel like so fearful. I might feel hesitant. You know what I mean? But there's a difference. And so on that journey, it finally happened just recently. I started a podcast and I bought my own equipment. I mean, my production is a mess. Oh my God, I'm so technically like incapable of certain things. But my daughter wanted to start some clubs at her school. So when I go back to these district meetings, because right now during COVID, administrators, teachers, and parents, they all need to figure out, what are we going to do with our children? How are we going to stop, this pandemic from affecting their entire life? And so one day I spoke up and I just sent the message. This is why you have to trust God. When it's something you really want to do, you have to be true to your passion and true to yourself. It doesn't matter what it is. And I'm realizing that standing on this stage right now, because there's so many judgments about women who turn on this pole. And it's wrong. It is wrong, because God blessed them with that. So no one has no say on that. So once I did, it was just like the doors just started opening. So now, like I said, I couldn't get a job anywhere. I put 300 applications on Indeed. 300. 10 interviews. Got one job that let me go 6 months later. And when I went to that meeting and proposed that idea, they met with me and they said, you give me a number on what it's going to take for you to come, for us to have you. I said, what? I said, okay, we're going to start at 20,000. Let's see how that goes. But I mean, you're talking about going from hourly 9 to 5, not being able to have a job, locked out of the system, on the street, in the car, with family, everywhere, to someone saying, just give me a number.
Yep.
Just give me a number. Like, all I had to do was kind of just yield and surrender and trust. We're always out here trying to figure out everything. Every time something happens, you feel you're supposed to have an answer. And you're supposed to ask. And so you can get direction and guidance. And so I'm grateful because I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today had I not given that over to receive more. So I want to encourage everybody, like Miss Fee said in the beginning, follow your passion. My passion is communication, and I have to use it to bring life. I've used it to kill off like some ex-boyfriends. Like, you ain't shit! You know what I mean?
Straight up.
Right. But now,
Right. See the potential, baby. You gotta see it in yourself. Yeah. Look at the man in the mirror.
right? But sometimes you have to do that too, because there's something called resurrection. So you can die, you can come back to life a whole new person. It's all about what you believe. So now that I have done all those things, like I said, I'm here to tell you, believe in your passion, your calling, find out what it is, and stay true to that. And you will really get what it is that you're here for. So thank you. Oh, God.
What they bring to the communities, from Fee to Ronnie to Tanisha, just women empowerment. Sophia, Britney, amazing, phenomenal job. My name is Anastasia Adams. I am a licensed clinical nurse. I am a single mom of 2. I teach basic life support, and what I like to hone in is on the financial services side of things. Sophia did elaborate on the life insurance. I know people think like life insurance is like, they think like, oh, burial, and they don't want to think about that. I totally get that, because I was once upon a time like that too. But when the foundation and the structure that our company elaborates on, I really appreciate it. Because first of all, before I became licensed, I was a client for so many years. And just not even just the life insurance aspect of it, but the savings part. Like, we make all this money, we get money, and God is so good, He blesses us, right? With all these different, just like we heard Tanisha say and Ronnie say, and just the gifts that He blesses us with. We can make this money, but it's what we do with the money at the end of the day, right? So we just kind of basically hone in on teaching families how to make the money, to create the money to work, make it work for them at the end of the day, if that makes sense, right? So when we talk about life insurance, we talk about just putting things in place, not only just for burial, but who will benefit from that money, especially single moms, single dads out there with small kids and stuff. Because personally, it's like, I know that my kids benefit from my income 100%, right? So I gotta make sure that I haven't saved up a certain amount of money yet. Even though with our structure, I'm working on that goal plan. But how we teach families is how to buy coverage enough so while that you're saving up on your goal plan to save up that $500K or that meal or whatever your goal plan is. But you buy that money in advance so that if something were to happen to the breadwinner, that money is sustained to those babies, right? So definitely financial literacy is what it is. And like I said, I'm a clinical nurse, clinical licensed nurse. I've been a nurse now for about 15 years. I teach basic CPR, and I appreciate the financial literacy because before I was a rep, I was a client for 9 years. So I take what I know works for me, and I like to share it with everybody else in the community as well too. So definitely like learn how to make your money work for you. Don't get to retirement age to worry about retirement at 65. Learn how to take $20, $30, $40 in the beginning while you're young and while you're healthy to make sure that when you get to retirement age, you can relax in retirement and you can stay retired. So we emphasize on financial literacy and we gotta make our money work for us. I thank everybody, every speaker out here that came out and said their testimony and what they bring to the community. I appreciate the whole event here, and it's been amazing. God bless you all. I see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded.